Can I get that lean, long, toned, athletic physique through Pilates alone? Absolutely not. This idea that you can lean into laziness and only complete Pilates workouts and then achieve this final strong, toned, lean physique is an illusion. You can achieve that look alone by just doing mat Pilates or just doing reformer Pilates for that matter. You need to pair it with weights. My name is Dina and I am a full-time personal trainer and Pilates instructor. I've been in the game for about 10 years and 8 of those 10 years, my sole focus was strength and conditioning. The past 2 years, I've developed this newfound love for Pilates. I truly believe that it's changed my life. I breathe better, I move better, my mood is better, my lifts are better. Overall, it's had such a positive impact on my life, and this is why I have this channel. I want to share that love. It's amazing that it's accessible to anyone and that you don't need equipment. You just need your body to move for a few minutes and feel better. Now, I wanted to talk about strength training versus Pilates training and how the two work so beautifully together, but also debunk a few ideas of how mat Pilates will drastically change your body shape without prior training or without pairing that training with some form of weightlifting. So without further ado, let's get into it. In order for that shape to really show, you have to have the muscle underneath. Any new form of exercise, you are probably going to see a change, but you're gonna get to a point where you completely plateau because your body will only adapt under load. And unfortunately with mat Pilates, there's only so much that you can do with your body weight. Probably the number one question I get asked is, can I get that lean, long, toned, athletic physique through Pilates alone? My answer, absolutely not. Unless you're in that top 2 to 5%. Yeah, I'm not talking about y'all, but for the average population, you have to have a bit of muscle underneath for that shape to show. You can't just go in completely untrained, no muscle, and achieve that look. Now, you are gonna get a bunch of benefits. I mean, Pilates brings so much. We know this. Your core is going to be stronger. You're going to breathe better. You're going to move better. Your body is going to be stronger. You're going to feel stronger. But aesthetically, your body shape isn't going to change drastically without having the muscle underneath. So let's get into what Pilates is. Pilates is a low impact form of movement. If you practice Pilates consistently, you'll notice your core control is much stronger. You'll move a lot better. Your posture will be better. Your alignment will be better. Overall, you will just feel stronger within your body. And it's amazing that you can get to that completely free. You don't have to purchase any equipment. You can get those final results by using your body weight alone. Since I've started practicing Pilates, my main takeaway from it personally is the mental side of things. I have a very overreactive brain. Like all of my thoughts in my head are just like they're just going berserk all the time. And a lot of times I don't know how to slow them down. I don't know how to put them in order of importance. I kind of just rock with it. And I've been like that for a very long time. When I discovered Pilates, I found a space for me to be calm, for me to be present, for me to breathe, but also a space that allows me to experience all of that, but still move at the same time. Like Pilates is like key. It's like Pilates has been the answer to all of my problems. No, and I know that sounds dramatic, but I truly feel like that. But I am not here to glorify Pilates. And even though this is a Pilates channel, and I want you to keep coming back to my videos because they are really good for you, but maybe not in the ways that you might think. Let's get into strength training. Now, strength training, on the other hand, is all about using resistance. That could be barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, any type of weight. It's about putting your body under stress, putting your muscles under enough stress to adapt. You want to make your muscles work harder than they're used to. That is what gets you stronger, helps you build more muscle, increases your bone density. Strength training is your bag, if that's what you want. And essentially, it's for anybody who wants to move better, but I want you to think about long term. So where do you see yourself in 10 years? Okay, this sounds like a job interview. What if someone you love lives across the country? Imagine you can't go visit them because you can't sit on a plane for 10 hours because your back hurts. A lot of that pain is self-inflicted. And a lot of that pain could have been avoided had you started strength training sooner. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get those same results by practicing Pilates. What I'm saying is if you want to improve your bone density, build more muscle, boost your metabolism, all in one, strength training is going to be the winner. If you were to ask me, Dina, if you could perform strength training for the rest of your life or Pilates for the rest of your life, which one would you pick? Look, I'm not gonna lie, strength training will always take the cake. I know that's crazy, me talking like this, because I obviously have this Pilates channel. All of my videos are Pilates videos. Here's why. I truly believe that it has a place. All I'm saying is that you should be pairing it with other things. And if you want to change your body, we're only going to get so far by doing mat Pilates alone. You need to be pairing it with strength training. And that is not a question. That is a statement. Now, if you're watching this and you are completely untrained, you have never picked up a dumbbell in your life, you've never stepped foot into a gym, you are going to see results probably quicker than somebody who is already trained. But you will hit a plateau. And when you get to that plateau, you're gonna ask yourself, well, wait a minute, what happened? Like, this has been working for X amount of time and now all of a sudden my body wants to stop. Well, the reason why that's happened is because you're not putting your body under enough load. Something needs to change. And unfortunately, as mentioned before, there's only so much that you can do with your body weight. Now, if you're watching this and you're somebody who has gone to the gym and has some sort of basic foundation of strength training, and now you're doing the Pilates workouts, good. Chef's kiss, that is your recipe. But what I will say, do not stop lifting. Don't think that, okay, I've got the muscle now, and as long as I transition into Pilates, I can stop lifting. You will lose that muscle, and then you will lose that shape. If you stop strength training and you start doing Pilates workouts and only Pilates workouts, all of the benefits that you get from Pilates are still going to be there, but your muscle mass will decrease. And when that happens, your shape is going to change. If that's your goal and you want to lose muscle mass, then you're on the right road. But I'm going to assume that you care about your health and you care about your longevity. And if you do, you're going to maintain that muscle mass. You're going to treat yourself to both because they both work so beautifully together. So what exactly do I need to do to get to that final look? If you made it to this part of the video, you're like, okay, like you're saying all of this, but what is the answer? Okay, so I don't have all the answers, Sway. I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm going to tell you what I've seen work for my clients and what has worked for me. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of it does have to do with other factors of your life. How much you move only contributes to about 20 to 30% of the big picture. Ask yourself, what am I eating? Am I eating in a calorie deficit, maintenance, surplus? What are my goals? If your goal is to get that strong, lean, toned look, you have to make sure you're eating the right foods. But not only that, you're not over consuming because your body does have to be in some sort of deficit at some point if you want to be in a fat loss phase so that those muscles can show. Think about what you're eating. Think about how you're recovering, how much you're sleeping. What do your relationships look like? Is your stress up here or is it down here? All of these things are going to factor in to you getting to that final result. It's not just going to be you showing up for one workout in the gym or you coming to one of my Pilates classes and then boom, that happens. It is loads of other things. And let me tell you, I'm gonna get into a quick testimonial. This isn't about me, but just so that you have physical evidence. This was me 2 years ago. I wasn't practicing Pilates, but I was lifting 4 to 5 times per week. And I was strong, very strong. I felt good in my body. I think I was walking about 15,000 steps. So I was moving quite a bit and I was eating okay. I was eating okay. But I wasn't tracking how much I was eating. And I know I was eating a lot. So because I was training so hard, my appetite was always, I've always had a big appetite since I've been a girl. I've always been a girl. I've always had a big appetite since I was younger. I'm pretty sure training definitely spiked that. So your girl was eating whatever she saw. And because of that, I was probably in a calorie surplus most days. I like this body type. I look good. But I wanted to be a little bit leaner. I never experienced that. I've always been really, really strong. I was an athlete my entire life. So I wanted to try not only aesthetically, but also to prove to myself that I was a good enough coach to change my body composition. Training 4 to 5 times per week, not practicing Pilates, not paying attention to what I was consuming. This was me very recently. I cut down my strength training sessions 3 to 4 times per week. I practice Pilates 3 to 4 times per week. I'm still walking about 15,000 steps. The biggest difference I would say is my nutrition. I still eat pretty much what I want. They're whole foods, they're healthy-ish, but if I want a burger, I'm gonna eat a burger. If I want a pizza, I'm gonna eat a pizza. I love a croissant. Ooh, I could talk about food. I could talk about food all day. Anyway, I'm still eating the foods that I want to eat, but I'm just paying attention to how much I'm eating less because I want to maintain this look that I thought wasn't possible for me. So the biggest change was my nutrition. It was also sneaking Pilates into my routine. Pilates made my lifts a lot better. I stopped getting injured. I lift so much better. I am so in tuned with my body. My mind-muscle connection is so much stronger because I move intentionally, and I got there by practicing Pilates. So I'm putting this out there to say that Pilates is not the solution to everything. You absolutely need to be pairing it with some sort of lifting. And that can just be you at home with a set of dumbbells. You don't need a fancy gym. You don't need all of the machines. You just need to make sure you're putting your body under enough stress so that it can adapt. Get yourself into progressive overload. You could have one set of dumbbells and that would be enough for you to see change over a period of time. Progressive overload can be you increasing your weight, your rep count, your recovery, your tempo, slightly progressing the exercise to make it a little bit more difficult. I mean, the world is your oyster. Now, there are a lot of progressions in Pilates. I haven't even got to the full expression of half of the positions in Pilates, which I love. I love being challenged, and I know that it's gonna take me time to get there. And it'll be cool for me to get there and be like, oh damn, like I wasn't able to do that last week. That's cool. But in terms of body recomposition, I know that my body isn't going to change much if I'm only doing Pilates and I'm not continuing to lift. I'm gonna lose muscle, I'm gonna get a little bit smaller, and that might look good for a little bit of time, but eventually my metabolism is gonna slow down, I'm gonna get weaker, and then I'm gonna look soft. So to maintain here where I want to stay, for my recipe, strength and conditioning 3 to 4 times per week, Pilates 3 to 4 times per week, but if I don't hit that, that's cool, I'm still moving. What am I putting into my body? My nutrition, my sleep, my recovery, and maintaining healthy and positive relationships. I know that if I can hit all of these things, then the aesthetic is just a byproduct. That's always going to be there. Here's the bottom line. If you want that strong, toned, lean physique, you are not going to get there if you don't put your body under enough load. Pilates alone isn't going to get you there. People say they want a toned stomach, sculpted arms, or a lifted booty. What they're really saying is they want muscle. Fat loss isn't going to get you there. You're gonna lose the fat and you're just going to be there. The shape isn't going to be there. Mat Pilates isn't just going to get you there because there's only so much you can do with your body weight. In order for you to gain muscle, you have to put your body under load. How do you do that? By lifting weights. So my answer is no, you aren't going to get that final toned, chiseled physique by only practicing Pilates alone. You're gonna get there by practicing Pilates, doing my videos, and by putting yourself under some weight. Strength training is gonna do that for you. And if you're somebody who's worried about getting bulky, I'm not gonna be the coach to tell you you're not going to get bulky, because yes, there is a possibility that you can get bulky. I don't understand this whole ordeal. You can't get bulky if you lift. Look, yes, you can. If you are lifting enough, if you are eating in a significant surplus, you absolutely will get yourself into that bulking phase. But as long as you're paying attention to what you're eating, then it is very difficult to bulk. So you don't have to worry about that. If you're not ready to get into the gym, or if you're just not ready to lift up a weight, fine, I got you. Mat Pilates is an amazing start. You're gonna target your deep core, glutes, stabilizing muscles that you probably didn't even know existed. You are going to build strength. What I will say is you're gonna get to a point where your body can't really adapt any further because there's only so much that you can do with your body weight. That's where strength training comes in, and that's when you're really going to see the body start to take shape. It's not just going to happen with mat Pilates alone. You're going to see results. You're going to see some results, but it may not be that final result that you're going for. So I want to encourage you to move when you can, wherever you can, and just know that if you can implement mat Pilates and strength training together, the benefits are undeniable. You will notice a difference mentally, physically. I truly believe you will fall in love with training. Now, with that being said, I want to announce my 5-day challenge. It's going to be 3 strength sessions with Pilates sprinkled in and 2 mat Pilates sessions. Basically, I just want to give you an insight into what my week normally looks like and give you a chance to follow that and see if it's something you enjoy. We're switching it up. Then after that, I'm going to do a follow-up yap because I feel like I've just been yapping at you. I'm so sorry about it. And if you have made it this far, good for you because your girl can yap. But it's just going to be a follow-up yap of what my nutrition looks like, my sleep, my recovery, and how I've been able to implement this routine into my daily life. So look out for that in the next 2 weeks. But for now, keep coming back to my channel, keep doing these workouts. And if you needed a little devil in your ear, lift. It's good for you. Do my workouts, but also lift. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, if you like these videos, please comment, like, subscribe, share, do them. Be kind to yourself, be kind to each other. Ciao for now.